I will just cover the very fundamentals, right? How machine learning works, what is meant by machine learning, just to perform a very simple task. Okay, I hope that you understand. If you want to know more, you can actually search Google or maybe you can attend NLP. Alright. Okay, so are you ready to start for the first chapter? Are you ready? Now you know how to stop. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, good. Alright. So we will start the first slide with these pictures here. Alright, so do you know what is this? Can you try to guess what is this? This kind of kind of a cupboard. Yes? What's your name? Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Wei Chen. Yeah, so what do you think? Don't worry about wrong or right, so just based on understanding. So, what do you think? Computer server. Okay, how about you? You think it's a computer. How about you? Server room? Computer? Computer? You? Computer. How about you? Yeah. Server. Alright. Okay. So anyone think there's other than the computer or servers? We have a various answer here. We have a server, we have computer. So what is this? The answer is already given here. It's a computer. Yeah. Thank you. So it's actually a computer used by the first generation of AI researchers. It doesn't mean that it's the first computer, but it's the first computer that used by the AI researchers. And it means that it's the first computer that we use to build AI applications. It is known as the IBM 702 in 1953. So that's, if you look at this is all the computer here, so you are very lucky. You have a lightweight computer nowadays, you have a laptop. Yeah, it's quite cheap. Back to 1953, this cost millions dollars. Millions dollars to buy this PC, and then you want to transfer this PC to one place to another place, you need aeroplane to transfer this ones from one location to another location. Now you have an even phone, you can actually build a lot of AI applications already. So why we need to touch on the hardware? So bear in mind the AI application is heavily depending on how good is your hardware. Because remember, to build AI applications, like for example NLP, image processing, we need large amount of data. Yeah, we need large amount of data to train the model, to store the data. Yeah, the normal CPU cannot afford nowadays. But for your assignments, it's still okay. You can use your normal PC to build NLP for machine learning, no problem. For recommended system, no problem. But for image processing, I would recommend that if you do not have GPU, try to avoid this topic. Try to avoid this topic for your assignment. If your laptop comes with a GPU, then you can consider the computer visions. Because computer visions, we are dealing with the image. And the image came from a lot of numbers. Actually, it's a matrix array. So imagine that you have a picture, you have 1,000 of the pictures, and then each picture is 1,000 pixels, and you have 1,000 informations, and you have a lot of information you need to process, and the normal CPU cannot afford. So you need GPU. So my advice is you can try. Otherwise, you can just select other topics. But in the house, the so-called the tutorials, the practicals, assignments will be discussed by respective tutor. Alright? Okay, so this is the evolution of computers. Maybe for young generations, you don't know how the computer looked like in the past 50 or 40 years.
In the 1940s, an ENIAC was the first general-purpose computer, taking up an entire apartment. It was housed at the University of Pennsylvania. Fast forward to the 1950s, and we see the first commercial computer, a UNIVAC, smaller than ENIAC, but still took an entire room. Then the 1960s introduced mainframes, which revolutionized business computing. The 1970s brought us the microprocessor, which drastically shrank computers to desktop size, exemplified by the Apple II. In the 1980s and 90s, with the rise of IBM PCs and Macintosh, we saw personal computers becoming popular. A decade later, in the 2000s, laptops and smartphones emerged, putting powerful computing in our pockets. Today, we have ultra-thin laptops and powerful tablets, and the future promises even more astonishing advancements.
Okay, anyone have seen this PC before? This. Yes, how are you? Anyone say yes? Yes, you see this PC before. Where you see this? Your sister? Oh, okay, no wonder. Yeah. So this is my generation. I still remember my mom bought it for about 4,000. And then the size is very small. It's very small and very slow. To start up the PC, it takes 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to load. Okay, and then it's very slow, and then there's no USB, there's no so what? There's no kind of lot of product. And it can handle only very simple tasks. I still remember that when I was having this PC, the only game that I can play is the Pokemon. I'm not sure whether you played this game before or not. It's called Pikachu Volleyball. Not Pokemon, it's Pikachu Volleyball.
Image processing 我是有 then introduction to internet shipping 就我们 elective 一样
Okay, never mind, stop. Okay, never mind, stop. You can actually play with your friends. So this is the only game that I can play with that PC. Yeah, so at the time the PC is very low memory, the RAM is very poor, everything is very poor. But at that time it's considered very powerful. Considered very powerful. You can play even the games with your friends. But I don't think you play that kind of games nowadays. What you play now? Mobile Legends. Yeah, Mobile Legends. What's the latest? You play game? I don't believe. What's the latest game that you play with your friends? Huh? Don't play games. Minecraft. What is that? Most people don't know. It's okay. Alright, and we don't have any so-called pen drive. Yeah? The only way that we want to store the information is through this. The only way that we store the information is called this. Do you know what is the name for this kind of these items? There's a name. Probably this another name.
待会回来
Diskette. We call diskette. You can only put inside the PC and then store. The maximum storage I think is only 1.4 megabytes. 1.4. Imagine that you can store one document. Yeah. Nowadays you have what? 256 gigabyte, 30 GB. What is the maximum? 1 tera. Now we have to talk 1 tera. Now back to the one is like 20 years ago. 1.4 M.
Global Connect
We can only store 1 or 2 documents, and I store the game lah. The Pikachu one, I store the game, and I go to the school, plug in, and then play the game. My teacher is in front of there, and then teaching the document, what Microsoft Word. Behind I play the Pikachu. Same lah nowadays, student. And your lecturer is in front talking, and then you are back at the back, and then play your games. Come on. Okay, so this is the as I mentioned, NVIDIA. So everyone know this company, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the leading company that produce the GPUs as well as the AI solutions. right? So since the ChatGPT introduced, their market share price been rise for about 10 times.
真的咩？
So that's why I say hardware is very important. Hardware
你
is
第一个进是 basketball，
AI is heavily depending on the hardware, I would say. Yeah. So without the hardware, without a good PC, we can't actually
那
build
server 一
AI
直不可以进
applications.
来看，那
Okay,
server 一
and
直
then
有
this
问
is
题
the AI timeline that from the 1950 until 2017. So you can see that back to the 1950-60, so we have a lot of so-called industrial robots and the expert system. So these applications are actually built using rule-based. Okay, so what's mean by rule-based? Rule-based means that we provide the rules. Yeah? If A, then B. If C, then D. So for example, the robot, if you see the obstacles, then or what? Then move to the left, move to the right. That's it. So back to this kind of years, we use rule-based. Okay, and then we have the AI winters. So what do you mean by the AI winter? AI winter means the people start to so-called lost the interest in AI applications. They can't see the future of the AI. They can't see the AI can actually help them in the daily life. And also to build the AI application, you actually need a lot of money, a big investment, a lot of money here. So due to the so-called budget and also they can't see the innovations of the AI, so people start to not talking about AI anymore for about 20-30 years. And then back to 1997, so we have a deep blue, it's a chest-play AI. Then we start to use the machine learning. Then we have 1998, we have the industrial robot, it's a pet robot here. Okay, and then we have a vacuum robot. And then slowly we have a sound-based AI application, for example, the Siri. Right, so we can use the sound to ask the questions. Then slowly evolve, we have machine learning, evolve to the neural network, and then now we have GPT. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. Do you know that song? A very famous song? I'm very tired now. To keep, I have to talk and then I have to stop for 5 minutes, I have to stop. Okay, so overall, I will summarize this AI timelines into 4 phases here. Okay, the first phase is the first phase I would say is rule-based. Right, so we provide a rule-based for the machines to perform the task. So the machine will solely depends on the rules that we given. If you see something, then you do. Yeah? So this one is for simple tasks. It's okay, right? But then we evolve into the machine learning. Machine learning, I will call it as a learning base. So evolve into the learning base, for example, using machine learning or unsupervised machine learning for predictions or for some segmentations. Right? And then learning base, we evolve into the neural networks. Neural networks. Okay? Neural networks. Neural network is actually, I'm not going to explain what is the difference between the machine learning as well as compared to the neural networks. We will cover in the chapter 7, 8, and 9. There is a difference between the learning base, which is the machine learning, and also the neural networks, where we are not required to perform the features engineering manually. The neural network is smart enough to filter, to identify which features is important. And then now, evolve again, we have GPT. Where GPT is to mainly create the new content. For example, create a new sentence, create a new video, create a new sound. So we have, I will summarize AIs into the 4 different phases. We have a rule-based. You can see that we have a rule-based. And we have a neural network. Now we have GPT. We have 4 different phases. So in the next 20 years, I don't know what will happen now. And now we have a GPT is so powerful. already. It basically can create a new content, give a new ideas, everything. I think the assignment also done by the GPT nowadays. Yeah. Yes. No? Yeah. That's why when I look at the assignments, everything same. All assignments same. Tutorial answer same. Okay, so yeah, so this is the nowadays the tools, the AI tools that assist you in your assignments. We have the journeys, we have the AlphaCode, they have to write the code, we have a Sora to convert maybe the video to from the text, Perplexity, Gemini, so we have DeepSeek, ChatGPT. So anyone is using DeepSeek? Anyone using ChatGPT? I'm not using it. You write your assignment on your own. Go to the library, find the books. Yeah. Wow.
Nè.
Swen, which one you use the more? DeepSeek or ChatGPT? Both.